Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to be covering up all the potential PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and a little bit of GPU restock news all throughout the rest of this week. We actually have a lot of really good confirmations, pretty much confirmations, a lot of good internal leaks, a lot of employee leaks, and I'm just going to give you guys all the best inside details I can go and give you guys, and the probabilities, the likelihoods, the date and times of drops will happen if they actually do go and happen. We've been tracking this stuff for the past few months for sure. We've been very on point. And overall, we actually have a lot of cool stuff I get to go and talk about. We're going to go and talk and ramble a little bit more, but pretty much any little bit and piece of ramble I'm going to be including on these videos is probably a reason for it. So I hope you guys will all sit back, relax, and enjoy it. In theory, this should be the pretty much only video you guys have to watch throughout the week. And I'll definitely keep on giving you guys more inter updates, if you get more employee information or other side stuff as it goes on throughout this week. But as I mentioned, we've actually had a lot of good stuff to talk about. And overall, there should be a lot of drops going on throughout this week. So when you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed for the brand new ongoing PlayStation 5 giveaway. Like the video for sure if you guys just want to help on out, or comment down below, or come back to this video throughout the week in case you guys need references or you guys get a console. I always love seeing you guys tweet me pictures or let me know about it. Follow me up on Twitter if I have a chance to, and the between some my normal job and all of that. If I have a chance to, I'll tweet out drops as they happen. Twitch as well if you just want to hang out and chill as I play games. We also have the Amazon links down below, which we'll go touch on more throughout this video, but we should actually probably have a lot of Amazon PS5, digital, disc, consoles, controllers, warehouse consoles showing up throughout this week. And as well, sign up for the Weeble. If you guys go and sign up and deposit $100, you guys go get free stock, free money. If you guys also go and sign up for Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go and get free Bitcoin. They're always linked down below. And of course, as I mentioned, I hope you guys will all enjoy the video. So, the number one really big boy we're going to be talking about all throughout this week is going to be on the Best Buy, both Xbox Series X, GPU, and PlayStation 5 restocks. So the major reason why we think this will be a very likely drop, like 85-90% chance of a drop. Usually we've been seeing Best Buy go and do cycles, or basically with the cycle itself, they'll do like 1 week off, they build up stock, they get more stock, and then after that week is done, then usually they have like back to back drops. So right now, this would be the third week in a row for the Best Buy restocks going on. So it does kind of bump up the likelihood a lot of it potentially going and dropping all throughout this week. Now, our last drop was also on Friday. So we do sometimes going to go do earlier drops, such as even on Monday, right after they do a crazy drop. But I'm going to probably just assume, because they actually did go and happen on the very tail end of this last week, they basically have to wait for people to go pick up their stock and all that. I'd probably imagine more of a later on this week drop for Best Buy. So I'd probably say Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday would be some major times just be on the lookout for. But we also have seen Best Buy go and do Monday and Tuesday restocks just throughout our entire life cycles for all this stuff. So be on the lookout for them. Be aware there's always a possibility. And as well, we usually do see them drop a little bit more in the earlier hours, typically around more maybe like 10 to around 2 p.m. range. Last drop was a bit more on the earlier side, around the 10 p.m. range or so. So it's always very nice to be aware and be on the lookout for all of that. Now, as well, we also have a few other places to be on the lookout for. As well, when it comes to Best Buy itself, we also are on the lookout too for some Xbox Series X consoles, because we actually have not seen them go and do a proper normal drop for at least a little while. And as well, we also did go and see them do a GPU restock last week as well, as we're waiting for them to get some drop and get the stock and all of that. I do actually have a Best Buy employee contact, and on some occasions I actually do receive stock information. So if I have a chance to let you guys know, I'll try my best to let you guys know if any stock arrivals happen, if drops are looking likely, and all of that. As well, they usually do bundles mixed down in with their drops. So usually it does have a slightly higher chance of you guys going and getting a normal restock, because the bundles are, of course, less sought after and cost more money. But as well, we've also been seeing a lot of bot issues and capture issues when it comes to Best Buy. So it's not the best call. Before, I used to think that Best Buy was one of the best drops, but at least on the bright side for this, if you guys want to go and at least have a good chance to go get your consoles, Best Buy at least was probably going to be dropping throughout this week at some point. Now, of course, if there's ever any no drops for whatever reason, don't blame me, but just based on the trends, based on stock, based on how the previous drops have worked, we will be seeing one very likely throughout this week. Same with the Xboxes too, mainly because they're overdue. Would also not surprise me if there's only an Xbox drop rather than PS5. Now, the next big boy, if you guys actually saw it on our channel, is going to be on the Amazon drop. Now, I'm going to put this up pretty high because as of yesterday, we actually did go and have confirmations of PlayStation 5 digital stock arriving over at Amazon itself. Usually whenever they do have stock, it can kind of go either way. Sometimes it can just be sitting there for a week or 2 weeks as they kind of wait for more stock, additional stock buildup. But as well, sometimes, and even based on the previous drop, we saw that Amazon stock arrived and then like 4 or 5 days later, the normal drop happened. So I just want to keep you guys aware and the PS5 digitals are in stock, and they did not go and drop on the last restock that happened. So the likelihood of that bumping up for Amazon is very, very high. They also may just wait for maybe a few extra weeks for maybe the PS5 disc and PS5 digital to go and drop at the same time, like how they've done for previous other drops out there. So it's something to always be aware of and be on top of, and just always just be conscious of that it could be happening. So I always will go and link those links down below for you guys to go check and see it throughout that, because I want you guys to have a chance to maybe get a YOLO drop. And sometimes people actually just casually go and check, and they either get warehouse consoles or normal consoles. Now, once again, kind of with Best Buy, we did see some PlayStation movement before, even last week, but we did not actually go and have any proper Xboxes. So if I do see any Xbox Series X consoles showing on up over at Amazon or any other location, I will try my best to keep you guys in the loop the best I can and give you guys the heads up. Same with the Xbox Series S's, even though they're not as sought after. I'd probably put an Amazon drop percentage of maybe like a 70% or so. We did also make a video on this over throughout this last weekend, where we did actually go and see a little bit more movement in the UK and also in India. So if there's any like leftover stock or additional stock, it may end up in America, but it would actually not surprise. We've had like a little bit more of a slightly smaller week this week as we kind of rebuild up stock and kind of move on. And we kind of have like Sony go and focus a lot of stock up in, say, India. So let's keep you guys in the loop for that. Keep on the lookout for that. And as well, whenever we have a chance to get more stock, I'll let you guys know. But at least we know it's looking very, very likely, probably like a 70% chance, unless they're just being a little bit weird and waiting for more additional stock. Now, the next really big one too, which actually is really not like a lot of like really good news, will be on GameStop. Now, GameStop did not go and do a restock as of last week. So usually we've been seeing GameStop on like a 2-week cycle or so when it comes to all of their consoles. So it kind of just bumps up the likelihood of it happening throughout this week a lot. As well, we usually keep on seeing those signifiers of whenever GameStop mentions either their tweets or like the promotional tabs, the pro membership tabs, emails, and all of that. So just keeping you guys in the loop if we ever do see them mention those or talk about those or bring those on up. I will usually have another video on the YouTube channel with like a pretty likely or pretty much confirmed restock going on throughout the rest of this week. But GameStop has done a lot of PS5 bundles and also Xbox Series X bundles. So it probably is worthwhile for you guys to go and check them on out and go pick them on up. And of course, they are slightly overpriced, pretty much how all the bundles usually are. But at least on the bright side, as they are overpriced, that means there's less people going after it, less scalpers, and it does bump up the likelihood of you guys getting them. As well, if you guys are pro members and you guys sign up for the pro membership thing for GameStop, you do usually get the emails. And sometimes how we get the information, like someone in the pro membership thing signs up and sends us info and lets us know, which is always nice. So we can kind of go and keep you guys aware and all that stuff. So GameStop, I would say, just because they usually are every 2-week cycle, the like drop likelihood of this is like 80%. Like it's very, very likely. And I'd probably almost put my money on it. At some point, we will be seeing some good GameStop movement throughout this week. We'll probably have another video on the channel itself throughout these next few days. We have been kind of seeing them do a little bit on the non-Wednesday. Like Wednesday used to be their major dates for GameStop. We've kind of been seeing more of a Thursday and Friday date. And it's also kind of switched their drop time from like a 2 p.m. to more around like a 10 p.m. or so. So just be aware, be on top of it. If you guys are kind of curious, then I'll try my best to tweet about it, retweet about it, or make a YouTube video on it if we see it like the days before. But usually GameStop's been pretty clutch and pretty nice, and they have been giving us a few updates a few days before because, well, it's just good. It's good. So likelihood of that dropping, I'd probably put like a nice 90%. If for some odd reason they may work in like a weird drop, because they also have not done any GPUs in quite some time. Same thing as well, some of these other side retailers, even for Best Buy, even though Best Buy did do a GPU reset not that long ago. But just letting you guys know, if we see even like a weird just only Xbox Series S bundle showing up at GameStop, or as well just maybe like a pure GPU bundle, I wouldn't surprise me too much. I wouldn't be in love with it, but at least we know it actually would maybe be going up. So basically throughout this week so far, Amazon looking kind of goodish, Best Buy looking extremely goodish, and also GameStop looking very, very good. And now knowing my luck, I'll go and mention that, and then none of them will actually go and restock because that's just my luck. Now the next, let's go keep on talking about the other big boys, Target. Now, we've actually been mentioning Target up a lot throughout these videos, and the morning videos or whatever, but it does almost seem like Target has switched up their systems where it has moved from a PS5 digitals. Whenever they get released, like they get like sent stock, brand new stock at the stores, they will just go and show on up and sell them, kind of how they were doing before at the Xbox Series X's and S's. So that actually might be something you have to keep on being on the lookout for throughout this week. But we have been seeing a lot of people in various zip codes and places and spots going and getting stock and receiving stock, which is all around very nice. Like I do like the idea of us actually receiving and getting stuff and getting the hookup, because that just means that if you guys are on top of it, you guys check your zip code and you guys get lucky, that just means you guys have a chance to go get your consoles, which is always very, very nice. So the one major thing is that will be happening almost without a doubt. The stock is always usually lower, though. We haven't seen any more stock than, say, 5 for the PlayStation 5 digitals, and it has only been the PS5 digitals every morning, usually around the 7 a.m. to around 2 p.m. range. And we haven't really seen anything super late night, like 8 p.m., 7 p.m., things like that, stuff like that. So at least we do know that they're happening and they're vibing around and people are getting it. We also do have employee confirmation stating that the stock that they have arriving will also go and be sold. So at least these are brand new stock, not from the previous drop that was just never picked up like we saw for walk-ins at Target. So it is very nice to go and see that and have that actually go in and happen on. So throughout this week, we'll probably want to keep on checking the zip codes. I'll probably keep on mentioning that in the daily videos, and we'll also see if it actually, like that's like just a new format they're doing with these consoles where whenever they arrive, they go and release them. So very nice stuff to go and see that. And I do like the fact that Target's being a lot more active and being a lot more proactive with their drops. Same thing is like the same format that I just said is for the Xbox Series X's. We are still waiting for any type of PS5 disc edition though, whether it's for a normal drop, which let's get into in a second, or if they start releasing them whenever the stock arrives. So I think the overall likelihood of these small, weird, sporadic drops, probably like 100%. Like I think it's going to happen no matter what throughout this week. But in terms of a normal, proper Target drop, as like an event drop where it's at like a certain time, every store gets it nationwide at the same time, all releasing, you pick up that same day. I'm going to probably maybe put it like a 40%, 30% chance. We haven't seen too many internal leaks. We're kind of seeing Target kind of get where they're at bonus stock with these weird early morning drops. So it's going to be a little bit harder for us to figure out and see what we want to go and do. So if we can, I'll let you guys know. I've been in close contact with a lot of Target employees, trying to find any information I can for you guys. And I'll give you guys the best information I can whenever I actually go and get it. But yeah, we haven't seen any PS5 disc edition, so maybe I'll be slowly building up stock for a PS5 disc drop. If it would drop this week, probably like a Wednesday or Thursday, just in general, like the 7 a.m., 8 a.m. range or so. But like I said, we haven't seen any big employee information stock as of yet, but usually like Mondays or Tuesdays. If it happens, we'll let you guys know. I do kind of think this week won't be a Target drop, and maybe more so, maybe the build-up will be this week, and then next week we might see more Target information. So at least we do have the early morning drops, and people have been getting consoles that way, which is always nice. So thank you, Target, for that. And then lastly is going to be on the Walmart. Now, Walmart, I don't really think we're going to be seeing that much movement on in terms of a normal online store. Walk-ins, though, we did see a lot of walk-in information floating around from Walmart. We saw a few different stores confirming them. We saw even stuff in Puerto Rico getting Walmart walk-ins. So I do think the major focus will not be a normal Walmart restock, like not an Xbox or all that stuff restock, more so if they just actually go and do online stuff as well. So I'm probably thinking no. I'm probably thinking no on the online restock range, mainly because they just did the drop last week. The last drop was only a one restock wave, and people are still overdue stock on the previous drops that were never actually sorted and finished out. Same thing with the Xboxes. We can maybe see a YOLO Xbox All Access drop, maybe on Thursday if they do it. I mean, there's always that small chance they maybe have leftover stock or like a bigger batch of stock showing on up. Like, I'm never going to go dismiss that, but I kind of doubt it, especially for Walmart, because they've been all over the place for the drops. Like, they've had issues, glitches, scalpers, and botters buying out stock, kind of how it's been for Amazon too. Not been a fun time. I will be honest, not been the funnest time. So I'm gonna assume probably Walmart's gonna be very low, like maybe like a 10%, unless they surprise us with like some really weird drop, you know. So that's pretty much about it for all the really, really big boys. And it does look likely we have like a good drop potential for maybe 3 of them, maybe 2 of them, depending on how the week kind of goes. Now, we actually have a lot of other stuff too as well. So number 1, Costco. And we've actually covered these videos a few times where some of the grand opening stores and some also various stores have actually received PS5s and Xboxes that you can just walk across the shelves. You pick up a little sign poster, bring it to the front, and you guys actually get your console. The stock for those are very, very high, like 250 each on a few various stores. We do kind of think those are more so dedicated towards the grand openings, but we'd actually see a few people go and rumor that there was also other walk-ins as well, just from various stores. We also have not seen Costco do an online stock. So number 1, they could either maybe just be slowly transitioning to in-store orders, in-store buying, like how they saw for those launch events, and all the extra stock is just going to be divvied on out throughout the rest of the stores, or they could actually be just building up stock for an actual online drop. So Costco has not done an Xbox bundle or PS5 bundle. You need to have your Costco membership for a while, and they'll be around for maybe like from like 9 a.m. to like 1 p.m. or so, usually in the morning hours. So if it does drop throughout this week, be on the lookout for that as well. Maybe just be on the lookout for the Costco in stores. Sam's Club actually did go do a PS5 drop around 2 weeks ago or so, and is very much overdue for the Xbox Series X. But we'd also maybe see if Walmart has any extra, maybe canceled orders, canceled bot orders, and all that. If they do, that means we can maybe go and say, they might just actually go and release those bonus things over at Sam's Club to try to go and incentivize more people getting their memberships and going from there. So very, very nice to see stuff for that. I'd probably put the likelihood of both of those. Costco a little bit higher, depending if they're still doing online orders or not. I'd probably put like a nice 60-70% chance, and Sam's Club maybe like a nice 40% higher for the Xbox Series X bundles. Now, as well, PS Directs. We actually have been seeing a few more PlayStation Directs after a very, very long drought from the PlayStation Directs, but we just have to wait for them to get some emails, and when the emails get sent on out, at least we do know there's actually a confirmed drop coming out in the near future. So I'll let you guys know. It's been kind of weird because we actually had 2 drops where they did not have any public open queues afterwards. And then we also had the last one that actually did have a public queue afterwards. So I just think those are very, very good to be on the lookout for. PlayStation Direct queues are amazing and very, very good to utilize. Like, it's nice to have. So I'm just keeping you guys in the loop that if we see them, I tweet about them. So follow the Twitter. I also put out a community post. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on for that. And I'll definitely make a video with like a confirmed PS5 restock and kind of give you guys information talks. See how many people in the community get the emails and all of that stuff. So I'd probably say the likelihood for that's maybe like a nice 60% chance. I do think it's lower because, as I mentioned, India has been getting a lot of stock and holding up a lot of stock. So that may kind of maybe tone us down a little bit, and may just means that Sony wouldn't have the extra available stock to go and sell it. Now, we also have a few other places such as Newegg. Always remember Newegg shuffles. We've been seeing about maybe about like 1 per week when it comes to the trends. So always being aware, it's usually like ends by like 1 p.m. or so. We have been seeing people getting them, like the GPUs and CPUs and all of that from the Newegg. So it's always very nice to see that. Always been on the lookout for that in case they do it. So like I said, it's about once a week. As well, GameFly has not done a PS5 or Xbox drop in a little while. So be on the lookout for them. If they do, at least we'll know if they are or are not. But basically, I think their last drop was a Xbox like a few weeks ago. Then they did PS5 like 2 weeks ago. So I'd probably say if they do a drop, might be more on the Xbox Series X drop. Anton Line has always confirmed that at least no matter what, they will be doing at least 1 next-gen restock a week in a bundle for like the foreseeable future. We did not see any good movement from the Xbox or PlayStation last week, so this week will probably be more likely for either or. I would probably say the Xbox Series X bundles are more likely, if anything. As well, we also do have the normal like side retailers like the BH Photo, Kohl's, and all those other various places, which are very much overdue too as well. So be on the lookout for that. Now, as well, we also do have some other things too, such as our walk-in news. We've been seeing a lot of people confirming for Myers walk-ins. We've been seeing both PS5s, employees confirming PS5s, and a lot of people getting them. A lot of different stores in pretty much every state: Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, pretty much everywhere, Ohio, Kentucky. We've also had employees confirm that there is stock there. We've also had employees confirm that stock's been being sold, and also just basically a lot of things when it comes to employees, like a lot of really good stuff. So be on the lookout for all of that as well. Same thing too with BJ's. We have been seeing some BJ's Xbox Series X bundles. Not as much as before, so I think the next wave will be on the lookout for them. Will be on the PS5 bundles themselves for in stores as well. We also have been having, like I mentioned before, the Walmart walk-ins. A little bit of walk-in potential too for GameStop, because they did go and do an Xbox Series X and also Switch restocks a little bit ago. We also have a lot of Switch OLEDs, even at Walmart and Target floating around, so that might be a little bit more on the drier side. We also did see Canada also get all their drops, and same with Canada as well, getting their PS5s and all that stuff too as well. I do think Canada will be a little bit more on the drier side unless we see an Amazon Canadian restock afterwards. Now, we also do have like the military. Every now and then we do see the various military walk-ins potentially floating around, so we also have that floating around for all of us. So we also have, like I said, the BH Photos, maybe even more of like the BHP and stuff like that. But a lot of these other side small retailers are probably more at the mercy of Sony's nice, and they have the extra available stock. And I do think it might not be as active, especially with India getting a really big restock. But that's pretty much about it, I think, for all the big American restocks. We have a lot of places we're on the lookout for, as you guys probably can know. But I do think at least we have some pretty good weeks. It should be actually overall a really good week. And if it's a little bit more on the drier side, at least in comparison as of last week, that's okay. We'll probably get a lot of information. Hopefully a few more better, bigger drops coming in the near future. As always, guys, don't forget, if it doesn't have a really big restock, at least we do also get to have a chance for them to build up stock, receive more consoles. That means the next drop will be even bigger. Now, we also have a little bit of UK stuff. We actually had like a lot of UK drops these past 2 weeks, but I do think the major focus will be up on India. We may have a few occasional UK drops or a few occasional Canadian drops, because we did see a lot of Canadian news at the tail end of last week. So in case, like, for America, it's a little bit more on the drier side, that's A-okay. But at least we do know that there's places like Amazon that have brand new stock, and same with Best Buy, it's overdue, and all the other locations as well. And so we've also been trying our best to find more Australian or Chinese news. We didn't see that much, but I think, like I said, the major focus will be more on India. But we at least have some really good weeks throughout this week. I think actually might be a really good Xbox week too as well. So if you guys are trying to get that, good luck. Same with GPUs too. We've been seeing a lot of GPU movement everywhere. So hopefully things are getting a little bit back to normal. So if you guys are brand new, thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, especially for our brand new PS5 giveaway. Like the video, comment down below what you guys are hoping for, or as well, if you guys even go get your console, come back to this one, or just even use this as a reference throughout the week. We also do have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below if you guys want to follow up on either or. Amazon links down below for the warehouse consoles, normal stuff. And like I mentioned before, I'll probably have a lot more Amazon warehouse consoles throughout this week. So just be extra on top of that. And as well, we also do have all the various other stuff such as Weeble. Sign up for Weeble and deposit that $100. You guys go get free stock, free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy those $100 free dollars. You guys go get free stock. I just appreciate you guys all so much for always watching my videos. And hopefully we'll have a really good rest of our weeks. Love you guys all so much. I'll see you guys upon the next one. Love you guys.